Hari Om. Starting with invocation, let us chant from verses 16 to 20 of Atma Bodha. Pratah smarami hridi samsfuradhatma tattvam Satche sukham paramaham sagatim turiyam Yasvapna jagara sushuptamaveti nityam Tad brahma nishkalamaham nacha bhuta sangaha Vapustu shadhibhi koshaihi Yuktam yuktya-vaghatataha Atmanamantaram shuddham Vivijya tandulam yatha Sada sarvagatopyatma Na sarvatravabhasate Buddhavevavabhaseta Svacheshu pratibimbavat Dehendriya mano buddhihi Prakritibhyo vilakshanam Tadvritti sakshinam vidyat Atmanam rajavasada Vyaprateshvindriyeshvatma Vyapari va vivekinam Drishyate bhreshu dhavatsu Dhavan nivayata shashi Atma chaitanyamashritya Dehendriya manodhiyaha Svakriyartheshu vartante Surya lokam yatha janaha
Atmatattvam Satchit Sukham Paramaham Sagatim Turiyam Yat Swapna Jagara Sushuptamaveti Nityam Tad Brahma Nishkalamaham Nacha Bhuta Sangaha. We continue with verse number 19. I think we finished up to 18, isn't it? Continue from verse number 19. Verse number 19 reads, Vyaprateshvindriveshatma Vyapariva vivekinam Drishyate embreshu dhavatsu Dhavanniva yatasashi. Vyaprateshu indriyeshu atma Vyapari avivekinam Drishyate breshu dhavatsu Dhavanniva yatasashi. To the non-discriminating, self appears to be active when the sense organs are functioning, just as the moon appears to be moving when the clouds are moving. To the non-discriminating, to the avivekinam. Avivekina means the one who is non-discriminating. Non-discriminating is the one who is not understanding this knowledge. Non-discriminating is the one who is not having this knowledge. So a person who is not having this knowledge, the non-discriminating person, what do? Atman appears to be active while the sense organs are functioning. Just as moon appears to be moving when the clouds are moving. The example that he is giving here is, sometimes when you when you look at the sky, the moon appears to be moving. For all practical purposes, the moon is not moving. It is the cloud that is moving. To the person who is not able to understand rightly, to the person who is not able to discriminate, understand rightly, when the cloud is moving, they say the moon is moving. Why they say the moon is moving? Because to the naked eyes, it looks like as though it is to the naked eyes, it appears as though it is the moon that is moving. The point that he is conveying here is, if you are focusing on the cloud, the moon appears to be moving. If you focus on the moon, then the cloud appears to be moving. Are you able to follow? This is the example. When illusion arises because your attention is focused upon the clouds. When you are looking, when you are focusing on the clouds, the moon appears to be moving. When you focus on the moon, the cloud, you will not say cloud appears to be moving. You will say cloud is moving. Are you able to follow? That is the beautiful example here, the comparison. So it all depends upon where lies your. So the movement is dependent upon where your attention is. First point is, where lies your attention? Where lies your focus? Where lies your interest? When we say attention means, focus means interest. You can use the word attention, you can use the word focus, you can use the word interest, but I would prefer using the word priority. Where lies your priority? Depending upon that, either the cloud or the moon. Where lies your focus? Where lies your attention? Now, for seeing, you can understand the word focus. Now, you translate the word into the language. You translate the word into our practical life. You will understand that the word that has to be used here is where. What is your priority? And you can't have shifting priorities depending upon your moods. Depending upon your moods, you can't shift your priorities. In fact, people shift their priorities based on their moods. In the class, a kind of mood is created, the priority is shifted. When you are involved in something, the mood is different, the priority gets shifted. So when he says attention means, where lies your attention means, where lies your priorities. Priority means that which is valuable to you. What is a priority? What does priority means? Priority means that which is important to you, that which is valuable to you. that which is more, that which you feel as more necessary. Correct? That's what you call as priority. No. What is a priority? Priority means that which is important to you, that which is valuable to you, that which is more important than anything else. All this in one word is called where lies your attention. Where lies your attention? In the simile cloud and the moon, if your attention is upon, if your focus is upon the cloud, moon appears to be moving. If you focus on the moon, you understand the clouds are, it depends upon where lies your, focus. To the avivekinam, the Sanskrit word that he uses is aviveki. Viveki means one who has viveka. Viveki means one who has viveka. Aviveki means one who doesn't have viveka. And what is viveka? Viveka means the ability to discriminate, which is the function of the intellect. Viveka is the function of the intellect. What is the discrimination? The discrimination between the two. What are the two? You can say the sat and the asat. You can say the real and the unreal. The temporary and the permanent. Any word you can use. But what it means is viveka means discrimination. The ability to, so a viveki is one who is able to rightly discriminate. A viveki is one who is able to rightly discriminate. Aviveki means one who is not, one who cannot discriminate. To discriminate rightly, you need right knowledge, right understanding, right priorities. Then you will be able to discriminate. Therefore, he says, avivekinam. What happens to the avivekinam, to the one who doesn't have this discrimination? The one who doesn't have this discrimination, the mistake they make is when the sense organs are functioning, they say Atman is functioning. Self is functioning. And we have seen this any number of times. Whenever in Atma Bodha he says self is functioning, self is functioning, self is functioning means what you have to understand it as. What you have to understand. I have said it any number of times. Whenever he says, the Avivekinam says, when the sense organs are functioning, Atman appears to be active. So here the word Atman, self, means in the way that you can understand what you should replace it with. Then the verse becomes clear. What is the word that you should replace it with? When the sense organs are functioning, the Avivekinam says, I am functioning. When the sense organs are functioning, the Aviveki says, I am functioning. That you should be able to remember all the time. At least when we are studying the Atma Bodha verses, whenever he says self is active, you go back thinking, what is this self? Atman appears to be active when the sense organs are functioning. It is the sense organs that is functioning, and I am not. I means the self, the Atman. So whenever they say God, Atman, what you have to replace it with as a sadhana, as a practice, so that your reflection is more better, so that your understanding becomes better. Replace it with what you have to replace it with. Whenever they use the word self, Atman, God, Brahman for practical purposes, what you should replace it with? You have to replace it with, doesn't matter. Simply say, theoretically, then simply say I. You have to say I. It is the senses that is functioning. I have nothing to do. The senses are functioning. I have nothing to do with the senses. This is the Viveki now. The Viveki says, a person who has this Viveka, a person who has this right understanding says, sense organs are functioning. I have nothing to do with it. But you say I. It means the focus has shifted to, from the self, the focus has shifted to from the permanent moon, the focus has shifted to the moving clouds. Second important factor, which we have seen any number of times, you see something moving only in the backdrop of something that is permanent. All movement are recognized, all movements is recognized only in the backdrop of something that is not moving. What is that something that is not moving? The eye doesn't move. The sense organs keeps functioning, moving, changing. The mind, emotions keeps moving, changing. The intellect, ideas and ideologies keep moving, changing. The clarity is also changing, no? Assuming that we are increasing in clarity. The clarity is changing. It means the intellect is also, understand, knowledge remains the same. Your understanding only keeps changing. Knowledge remains the same. Your clarity, it is your clarity that is changing. Therefore, in relation to the intellect, it is changing. In relation to the mind, the emotions, it is changing. In relation to the senses, it is changing. And all these changes are noticeable in relation to something that is changeless. What is it? That is called Atman, the self. Therefore, the non-discriminating says, when the sense organs are moving, the jiva that is traveling, the bodies that is moving from one place to other place, out of aviveka, the person says, I am moving, I am traveling. You cannot move, you cannot travel, because already he has said it. You are all pervading. So the self that is all pervading cannot travel from anywhere to anywhere. So anything that is traveling belongs to anything that is moving, or all that is moving belongs to the matter, and you have nothing to do with the matter. This is how you need to follow. Because of ignorance, the superimposition, it is misunderstood. Have you ever observed, when you are seated in one train, when your train is moving, it looks like the other train is moving? Have you ever, I don't know whether you have experienced all this. We will know. Actually speaking, your train has started to move, but it looks like the other train is moving. And only when you see this side, you will realize that it is your train that is moving. We superimpose the travel wrongly. We superimpose the travel wrongly. Where does the road go? Where is the road going? Where does the road go? You are going. Road is not going. Road ange da irukku. Where does the road go? You are going. Instead of asking where am I going, you will say where is the road leading to? Where is the road going? Road is there only. You are the one who is traveling. Sunrise, sunset. Though you know the sun doesn't rise, the sun doesn't. Though you know the sun doesn't rise, the sun doesn't set. Still we keep saying the sunrise and the sunset. This is called avivekinam. All that is moving, everything moves in the backdrop of something that is motionless. In the backdrop of something that is permanent, all movement take place. Avivekinam misses the substratum and focuses on the movements. Viveki understands the substratum. He understands the substratum, and whatever attention is needed to be paid to the moving, he pays. But his priority, his understanding, his focus has shifted to? Where is his priority shifted? Where is his focus shifted? His priority, his focus has shifted to that which is permanent. So here, verse number 19, he says, Vyapari Vivekinam. Vyapari means one who is transacting. You, because of ignorance, you are wrongly transacting with. Because of ignorance, there is a wrong transaction going on, he says. Vyapari, active. Avivekinam. The very fact that you are conscious of your experiences. Avivekinam does this discrimination. What is the discrimination? This is the discrimination. This is the right knowledge. Right knowledge is I experience. Do you experience yourself, or do you know that you are there? Ask again, I repeat. Do you know that you are there, or do you experience yourself? For any experience implies the presence of the other. You don't experience yourself. You know yourself. Are you able to follow? You know yourself, you experience the other. How is the class? Good class, bad class, mediocre class. Yeah. Sir in a very good mood today, good class. Oh, sir ke mood sariyalla mood irukku. Bad class, mediocre, okay class. All this is in relation to experience, is in relation to something external. Now, the I is not an experience, the I is knowing. Are you able to understand the difference between the two? This is what Viveki does constantly. Viveki does this constantly. So, the moment he says, I am experiencing, he knows that it is of the other. He knows that it is of the external. The I is one of, the I is not of experience. The I is one of knowledge. Viveki and Aviveki understand this difference between what is knowledge and what is experience. In life, we want experience. Vedanta comes and says, the moment you say, I want experience, your focus has shifted to the external. It is not experience. That is why Vedanta comes and says, God is not an experience. God is knowledge. It is Atma Anubhava Gadaya. It is Atma Bodha. It is Brahma Vidya. It is not Brahma Anubhava. Therefore, why? Because experience means it is of something external. So whenever you talk about experience, what you are bringing in? You are bringing in the external. You are bringing in the other, the duality. Knowledge means I. The knowledge means I. And the I doesn't need an experience. You know that you are there. How do you know that you are there? Because I am seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, I am there. Supposing if you can't see, if you can't hear, if you can't smell, if you can't touch, the sense of I-ness doesn't go. Therefore, I is the knowledge, the substratum, the I is the basis upon which the I experiences something different from it. I experience myself. Possible, huh? You can, when you say I am experiencing myself, you are talking about some moving factors in you. I had a good experience or I had a bad experience, which is of the mind. I understood something. I do not understand something which is of the intellect. It is heat. It is cold. It is of the senses. The I is distinct and different from all these, and the I is which is the substratum. So the Viveki focuses on the I, the knowledge factor. The Aviveki focuses on the experience. Are you able to follow? Aviveki is focusing on the experience. And experience means object. Experience means subject to change. Experience means temporary. Again, I repeat. Experience means object. Experience means external. Experience means temporary. The I is not temporary. The I is not temporary. The I is not changing. The I is the substratum, the motionless factor upon which all the motions, all the movements are recognized. Aviveki focuses on the moving factor. The Viveki focuses on the I. That is why when you come to Vedanta, you focus on the knowledge. Rest all focuses on experience. We should experience, no sir. We should experience, no sir. We should experience, no. What can you experience? You will experience something. It's not that you will not experience. But what do you understand? Whatsoever you experience is, whatsoever experience is not you. Whatsoever you experience is the other, the external. So, experience means of the object, I is of the subject. Again, I repeat, experience, the experience is of the object, the knowledge, the I is of the subject. A Viveki focusing on the I looks at the experiences, witnessing, detached like a king, like he said in the previous verse. The Viveki focusing on the I witnesses the experiences detached. He goes through all that. Aviveki is Aviveki identifies with that and suffers the consequences of his identification. So, who is the Viveki? One who doesn't focus on the Anubhava, who doesn't focus on the experience, one who focuses on the I. Who is the Aviveki? Aviveki is one who is focusing on the experience, forgetting the I. With this analysis, with this understanding, if you look at yourself, don't tell me, don't tell others. If you look at yourself, you will know where you belong to, whether to the category of Viveki or to the category of Aviveki. And I tell you, anybody who speaks, they speak about the experience only. They have to talk about the experience only because experience is of the external. Viveki says anything that is experienced means it is not I. It is not I. You can use the word self, you can use the word I. Atma Bodha, Bhagavad Gita, you are supposed to train, what is implied here is you are supposed to have trained and got that much of conviction. Instead of saying Atman Brahman, you are supposed to say I. You are supposed to say I. When the senses are functioning, self has nothing to do with it, as though self is one third entity. Brahman has got nothing to do with body, mind and intellect. Oh, obvious, sir. Though Brahman is some third, so Brahman is some neighbor unconnected to body, and you are there, body, mind, intellect is there. Brahman is also there. Huh? No. When you say Brahman has got nothing to do with body, mind and intellect, God has got nothing to do with body, mind and intellect, you need to hear it as I have nothing to do with it. You will know. Huh? Say it for a few times, say that. No, say that. Say there will be an instant. There will be an instant detachment, but don't worry. After a few minutes or after a few seconds, after a few minutes, the whole thing will come back. Doesn't matter. This is manana. This is reflection. This is called manana. This is called reflection. Atma Bodha, I told you, from 16 to 30, one thought only. He is giving material for manana. Idea is the same. 16 to 30 can be finished in one session. It can be finished because he's giving the same idea. What is the same idea? Superimposition. That's all. Superimposition. But then so much of repetition so that it is a very good tool for manana. Sashidavati ivabhati. Sashi means moon. Sashi means moon. All worries are based on the wrong assumption that all worries, all agitations, all disturbances is out of ignorance. The wrong assumption, the wrong perception, the wrong assumption, the wrong knowledge, the wrong understanding. What is that? What is that? Remember the previous topic. The Panchabhutas is the Karana. It is the Panchabhutas that goes through this gross, subtle and causal bodies. I have nothing to do with it. What is this gross, subtle and causal bodies? Whenever you say gross, subtle and causal bodies, what are you supposed to say? At least in the context of Atma Bodha, you are supposed to say it is made up of the 5 elements. So the gross, subtle and causal bodies is of the elements, and whatsoever happening to the elements, I am not that element. This is Viveki. A Viveki positions himself, places himself rightly. A Viveki positions himself rightly. A Viveki understands his status rightly. Aviveki is one who has a wrong understanding about his status. Aviveki is one who has a wrong understanding about one's own status. What is the right understanding? The right understanding is change your perception. Change the way you perceive. What is changing the way you perceive? Cloud la focus, moon la focus. That is changing the way you perceive. Are you able to follow? What is Viveki now? Moon la focus, cloud la focus. What if I can focus on both, sir? அது வந்து double PhD in insanity. You can't focus on both. You can focus only on one. If you focus on the moon, the effect is different. If you focus on the cloud, the effect is different. What is the different effect? One makes you ignorant, other helps you to recognize the fact. One makes you ignorant, other helps you to recognize the fact. Knowledge means recognizing the fact as it is. What is recognizing the fact as it is? The cloud is moving, the moon is not moving. What is ignorance? The moon is moving, cloud is fixed, permanent. Therefore, he says, Avivekinam does it, Aviveki does it, Viveki does this. It means what? It means what? He is telling you, from Aviveki, become a Viveki. From Aviveki, become a Viveki. This is verse number 19. We move on to verse number 20. Verse number 20 reads, Atma Chaitanyam Ashritya Dehendriya Manodiyah Swakriyarteshu Vartante Suryalokam Yata Janaha. Atma Chaitanyam Ashritya Dehendriya Manodiyah Swakriyarteshu Vartante Suryalokam Yatha Janaha. The body, senses, mind, and intellect perform their respective activities depending upon the vitality of self, Atman, just as people in the sunlit world. Suryalokam Yatha Janaha. Sunlit world. Sunlit world means as soon as the sun comes out, everybody wakes up and they all start doing their respective activities. Plumber will start doing plumbing, carpenter will start doing carpentry, engineer will start engineering, doctor will start killing, doctor will start helping. Everybody does their respective activities, but what vitalized everybody to do their respective activity? What is it that vitalized everybody to do their respective activity? It is the sunlight. Suryalokam Yata Janaha. The body, mind, and intellect engage themselves in their respective activities, vitalized by Atman, just as men work, vitalized by the sunlight. The sun illumines all activities. The sun illumines all activities, but doesn't take part in any individual activity. It illumines all activities, but doesn't take part in any individual activity. There is an individual act of cruelty. There is an individual act of cruelty. There is an individual act of kindness. This cruelty and kindness comes from the instruments. God is not cruel. God is not kind. Atman illumines these activities. What are the activities? The sense, the Deha, Indriya, Mano, Dhi. All this we have seen already. Deha, Indriya, Mano, Buddhi. In the second topic, we have seen this in detail. The Deha, the Indriya, the Manaha, the Dhi. Dhi means Buddhi, intellect. Dhiyo yonah prachodayat. Dhiyo yonah prachodayat. Dhi means Buddhi. So he says, Atma Chaitanyam Ashritya. Ashritya means depending upon. Nowadays, we don't use this word ashraya and all in the regular vocabulary, though it looks like a very technical word. I remember my grandparents using this word ashraya a lot. Ashraya means depending for vitality. Depending for vitality. You have your individual function. You have your individual function to do. You have your individual act to do. But unless something vitalizes, you will not be able to do your individual act. Just as a bulb has an individual ability to light, but if it is not enlivened by electricity, it will not be able to do its individual function of lighting. Again, the bulb has an individual capacity to light. Unless it is vitalized by electricity, it will not be able to do what it can do. What is that vitalizing factor? The vitalizing factor is the sun. Movies can change. Screen cannot be changed. Yeah, screen remains the same. In the permanent screen, the movie is projected and then it goes back. But the screen remains the same. And in that screen, everything is vitalized. Deha, Indriya, Mano, Buddhi does their respective actions. What is their respective actions? Wherever you see color and form, you know the eyes are functioning enlivened by you. So what you should say? Eyes are seeing vitalized by. The eyes are seeing vitalized by what? By me. Yeah. Vitalized by me. This Atma Bodha. Why are you saying the same thing now? What can I do? Atma Bodha padikanumna. This is what he is. This is what he is saying. This is a Manana Shastra. Manana Shastra means he reinforces it, repeats it so much that it becomes a kind of a habit in you. It becomes a kind of a practice. Ears hear sound, nose smell, tongue taste, skin touches. These are the respective functions of the senses. What is the function of the body? Clean it, it will get dirty. Clean it, it will get dirty. Clean it, it will get dirty. That's the body. So body does its respective functioning. What are the indriyas does? Whatever the respective functions of the indriyas. What does the mind do? What does the mind do? The mind says, I feel good, I feel bad, I'm happy, I'm unhappy. These are all the feelings of the mind. And what is the intellect? Function of the intellect? The function of the intellect is clarity or lack of clarity. That is the function of the intellect. When you have a clarity, you will not say, I have clarity. You will not say. Intellect does its role of, intellect is performing its function. Mind is performing its function. Senses are doing their function. And the sun above vitalizes everything. Surya lokam yata janaha. I am the consciousness, and the world has borrowed consciousness from me. Opposite of that is consciousness is somewhere else and it is a byproduct of something else. It is not that. Vedanta vision is different. It says, I am the consciousness, and from you, the body, the senses, mind and intellect borrows the vitality. The body, senses, mind and intellect borrow the vitality from you. Because of the wrong identification, as we saw in the previous verse, you misunderstand. When the mind is agitated and angry, you say, I am angry. When the mind is happy and blissful, you say, I am happy, I am blissful. Whereas it is of the mind. Beautiful example is the Surya Lokam Yata Janaha. People in the sunlit world, does sunlit world na morning time nartho. Sunlit world na there is no something called Surya Loka. Our Loka is Surya Loka. Where we are is the Surya Loka because it is lit by the sun. What is lit by the sun means morning. As soon everything is bristling with activity as soon as the sun comes. As soon as the sun goes down, everything slows down. Ipo sun alla thevilla illaya. All the doors are closed and still the room is so brightly lit na. Where is the, what is the example of Surya Lokam Yata Janaha alla ipo? Daytime. The sun vitalizes all activities. The sun enlivens all activities, though it doesn't do any particular activity. It doesn't do any individual activity. It doesn't do any particular activity. It doesn't escape or avoid from some other activity, but it vitalizes all activities. It vitalizes all activities. Swakriyarteshu vartante. Swakriyarteshu. Respective activities they do. Swa means respective, one's own. One's own means their respective activities they keep doing. In the presence, everything happens. In the presence, everything happens. If you are not really inspired, motivated for moksha and all that, Atma Bodha will not make any sense. It will be rumba bore adikum Atma Bodha. It will be very, very, because at least in Bhagavad Gita, he will say something, at least in Bhagavad Gita, he will talk about your problem and he will give some solution to your problem. Something he will do there. In Atma Bodha Upanishads, nothing of that sort. Repeatedly, I am in my present, everything happens in my presence. I am the Surya Prakahana. You feel the same thing gets repeated again and again and again. When same thing gets repeated again and again and again, either you will fall off to sleep or When same thing gets repeated again and again and again, two things will happen. Either you will fall off to sleep or you will switch off the camera. Either you will switch off the camera or you will fall off to sleep. Adik ta sir camera close parity, you will fall off to sleep. Why? Lullaby. You know when the mother sings lullaby, she will repeat the same monotonous tune. She will not sing variety of songs. You know that, no? What is a lullaby? The same monotonous tune repeatedly. The child falls off to sleep. Atma Bodha is so repetitive. It's not only Atma Bodha. Shastras themselves are Shastra nale repetitive. Repetitive means reinforcement. Why they have to reinforce? They have to reinforce so much because we have a tendency to, how much ever they say keep the focus on the moon, our tendency is to keep the focus on the clouds. What do they have to do? They have to keep reiterating the same thing. They have to keep reinforcing the same thing. All activities are enlivened by the self. And that self, I am. All activities are enlivened by Brahman. All activities are enlivened by Atman. All activities are enlivened by the self. And that self, I am. Now what happens? You start looking at your own self as how you look at a third person. You start observing your own self. You start witnessing your own self. You start understanding your own self like how you witness how you look at a third person. How do you look at a third person? When the person is in pain, you understand that that person is in pain. You are ready to you are ready to do anything to help that person's pain. When the person is happy, you understand that the person is happy. And then what does it mean when we say you are looking at it like a third person? That person is going through pain and you have to help that person, but you will not say, I am in pain. That is the third person. Are you able to follow? You will say, I help, but I am not in pain. You say, I am willing to do what ought to be done, but I am not that. But when you look at your own self, what do you say? You say, out of ignorance, what do you say? You start saying, I am that. Prakriyarteshu vartante suryalokam yatha janaha. It is the Surya that vitalizes everything. Similarly, the senses, the body, mind and intellect is dependent upon the vitalizing factor. The vitalizing factor is known as the self, the consciousness, the Atman, Brahman, and that self, the consciousness, Atman, Brahman, I am. This is verse number 20. I have done the analysis already. That's why I'm going through the. That's why I'm going through the verses. Verse number 21. Dehendriya gunan karman amale sachidatmani adhyasyantya vivekena ghagane neelatadivat. Dehendriya gunan karmani amale sachidatmani adhyasyantya vivekena ghagane neelatadivat. Again, he has brought in aviveka and aviveki and viveki. Every other verse he keeps using the same word, aviveki and viveki. Aviveki and viveki. Due to non-discrimination, the qualities and activities of the body and senses are superimposed on the stainless existent intelligence Atman, just as blue color etc. to the sky. Avivekina fool. Aviveki means mudaha. Mudaha na plural. Aviveki singular. Aviveki means mudaha. Who is a mudaha? Because they lack in their power of right discrimination, superimpose on the self the varied functions of the body, mind and intellect. What is the nature of the self? Sat Chit Atmani. Absolute existence, absolute knowledge. Nature of self is Sat Chit. Out of Aviveka, the Sat Chit is not seen. What do they see? Instead of saying, I am Sat Chit Atmana, you say, the activities of the body and the senses, you claim it as superimposed upon your own self. As I said, idea is repeating. The idea is the same. Why he's again and again and again is talking about the body, the senses, the body, the senses, the mind and intellect is because that is what we have so extremely identified and possessive about. That which we are so extremely attached and possessive about, he has to repeat it. He has to repeat it that many times. Because we are so attached and possessive over that. What is that? Atman is Amala. Mala is dirt. Amala means Atman Brahman is free from dirt. What is dirt? What is dirt? Karma is the dirt. Vasana is the dirt. Vasana and karma is the dirt. Why do we call that as dirt? Dirt means the presence of a foreign particle is called dirt. The presence of something alien, the presence of something foreign is called dirt. Sat Chit is the pure Sat Chit is, instead of saying I am that pure Sat Chit, the person says because of the wrong identification. What is the wrong identification? The wrong identification is with the verse that he is using here is Karmani. Activities. Activities means vasanas. Activities, actions arise out of vasanas. So, whenever you identify with your activity, you have identified with. When you identify with activity, you have identified with. What have you identified with? When you identify with your activity, you have identified with the vasana. When you have identified with the vasana means you have identified with dirt. Example here is Gagane Neelatadivat. Blue color etc. to the sky. The sky has no color. The sky has no color. But blueness is attributed to the sky. We also know blue color, sky blue. You know, sky blue. We know that sky is not. We know that sky is not blue. Correct? At least that we know. Raman effect எல்லாம் வந்து கண்டுபிடிக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடியே Shankaracharya is saying sky is attributeless, but you give it a blue color. It's called Raman effect, no? Why the sky is appearing blue? That man did a research and he won the Nobel Prize also for that. நம்மெல்லாம் நோபல் அதெல்லாம் கண்டுபிடிக்காம ஆத்மபோத படிச்சே we try to understand that. A beautiful example he gives. Just as blue color etc. to the sky, blue color etc. to the sky. Gagane Neelatadivat. It is free from dirt. What is the dirt? Papa and Punya is the dirt. Papa and Punya is the dirt. Generally, people misunderstand. Papa is dirt. Punya is beneficial, holy. In the Vedanta, Papa and Punya both are dirt. Why? Because Papa gives Sukha, Punya gives. Papa gives Sukham, Punya gives Dukkham. And Sukham, Dukkham is of, Sukha and Dukkha is of the mind, which is of the dirt. Are you able to follow? Mala is dirt. Amale. Amala. Nirmala. Another, sometimes they use the word Amala, sometimes they use the word Nirmala. People have the name Nirmala. No. Nirmala, it is Nirmala, it is. No, it is Nirmala. What is this Nirmala? Without any dirt. Without any dirt. What is the dirt? The excitement is the dirt. And the excitement is of two, Sukha and Dukkha, which is created by activities, Papa and Punya. Verse number 20, he said, Atma is Nitya Akarta. Verse number 20. Remember, each and every verse is giving one attribute of Brahman. I said that. I just left it for you to reflect, but then it is not going to happen. Radhanala, I am saying this also. Verse number 20, the property of Atman is what? Nitya Akarta is the property of Atman that is described in verse number 20. In the presence of it, the body mind becomes the Karta. Enlivened by the consciousness, the body mind becomes the body mind intellect. You put everything together. Why you left intellect? No, don't ask. Body mind intellect becomes the Karta. Very beautifully, this idea is explained in chapter 3, verses 27 and 28. Same idea. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. This is Bhagavad Gita, verse number chapter 3, verse 27. Ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. Prakritehe kriyamanani. Prakriti does everything. Gunaihi, the combination of guna and prakriti does all activities. Ahankara vimudatma, same idea. Ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. Out of ignorance, the vimudatma says, I am the doer. Kartaham, aham karta iti manyate. Arjuna, aham karta, why are you talking? I am going to kill, I am going to kill. Why are you talking? Aham karta, why are you talking? It is the combination of Prakriti and Gunas that does all activities. And who are you? Nirmala, Amala, Satchit. Add Ananda also. Because of the meter and all that, the word Ananda is not used. You can use Ananda also here. Satchitananda, you can add that also. Nirmala, Satchitananda. It is the Vimudatma says Aham Karta. Ahankara. Out of Ahankara, you say Aham Karta. Aham Karta means I am the doer. I did this, sir. I don't know what to do now. I did this, sir. I don't know what to do now. Since you did it, you will experience the consequences. Where is the problem? I did this. I don't know what to do. Don't worry. Since you have done it, you have to experience the consequences. Are you okay? Body did it. Now body will experience the consequences. Why are you worried about it? Are you able to see the difference? But then your problem is, I am the body, now you get into the problem. I am the mind, now you will get into the problem. Put it in a very simple way. Human being equals 2. Human being equals 2. Karta plus Bhokta. Doer plus experiencer. Experiencing the consequences of doing. Understand it like this. Human equals doer plus enjoyer. Bhokta means enjoyer. Enjoying what? Enjoying, experiencing the consequences of doing. Are you okay with this? If you understand the first one, second step becomes very easy. Another first step play or a caution. Are you okay? Okay. A human being equals Karta plus Bhokta. Doer plus experiencer. Doer plus experiencer. Seriya? Sanskrit word Karta plus Bhokta. English word doer plus experiencer. Are you okay? The experiencer is under whose control? The Bhokta is under the control of the doer. Doer plus experiencer. Now the experiencer experiences what? The experiencer experiences what? The consequences of the doer. So experiencer is a slave of the doer. When you are doing, you take the position of the doer, and when you are experiencing, you take the position of the experiencer. As an experiencer experiencing Sukha and Dukkha, you want only Sukha and not Dukkha. You ask how to modify the doer. Are you able to follow? How to modify the doer? Because as a Bhokta experiencing Sukha or Dukkha, you want Sukha and no Dukkha. So as an experiencer, you ask this question. Dukkam varama irukkiradhukku enna vazhi? Sukham pohama irukkiradhukku enna vazhi? Are you able to follow? What is the way by which Dukkha will not come? What is the methodology by which Sukha will not go away? So it means I have to do something, no? What is it that I have to do? The enjoyer is asking about the experiencer is asking about the doer. The experiencer is asking about the doer. And the doer, the sense of doership is, don't get angry at me, yeah? Don't get angry at me. Another verse number oda sollita. So that reference lang kurta, you can get angry at him only, not at me. Ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. I am the doer. Who says that? One who is deluded, the fool, egoism. And who says this? Ahankara vimudatma, who saying? உங்களால சொல்ல முடியாது, டைப் தான் பண்ண முடியும் இல்லையா? அகங்கார விமூடாத்மா அப்படின்னு யார் சொல்றாரு? Who is telling? Krishna is saying. I am not saying. Verse number 27, chapter 3. Refer verse number 27, chapter 3. The same idea. When we do verse number 27, chapter 3, I will give some other reference from Upanishad. Based on that, he is saying this. Based on he is saying that the knowledge is the same. What is the knowledge? The fool, the ahankara, the person, aviveki, the fool. You will explanation solradhu. What is the fool nu solradhukku. So much of explanation is to say what is that? Who is that fool? What is that foolishness means? Deha, Indriya, Guna, Karmani, Adhyasyanta avivekena. Adhyasyanta avivekena. It is wrongly transferred. Wrongly transferred to what? To the Amala Sat Chit Atma. The Atma which is of the nature of Amala, Sat and Chit. Amalana movie actress illa. Yeah, Amalana not that. Amala, Sat, Chit all refers to Atman. Look at the names that we have. All the names that we have an association connection with Brahman, the self. Ahankara vimudatma. Do not have this ahankara. What is the ahankara? What is the ahankara? Ahankara is kartrutva. What is ahankara? Ahankara is kartrutva. And what is kartrutva? I am the doer. When something else is doing, you say, I am doing. That is kartrutva, which is ignorance. Are you able to follow what is kartrutva? Actually, something else is doing. Kartrutva means you say, I am doing. You are not, the car is running. You are not running. Correct? Are you able to follow? If you say, I am running, now what would you call that person? 120 k's per hour la I ran today na, what would you call that person? What would you call that person? Mudahada. Car dampa odichi. Where did you didn't go? It is the car that did it. Why are you saying I did it? Why are you saying I did it? Where it is propertyless, where the properties are different, you attribute a different property. This is superimposition. Gagane Neelatadivat. The property of the sky is colorless. The property of the sky is colorless, but you attribute Neelatadivat. Neelatadivat. You attribute something to it. And you attributing it is called? You attributing is called foolishness, ignorance. Gagane Neelatadivat. Dehendriya gunan karman amale satchidatmani adyasyanta avivekena gagane neelatadivat. What is aviveka? Kartaham iti manyate. Bhagavad Gita refer that. Same idea. What is aviveka? I did this. I have to do this. I should not have done this, but I did this. I should have done this, but I didn't do it. Idalla. All this is called, according to Krishna, according to Shankaracharya, all this is called aviveka. A fool will say this. A fool will say, I didn't do this. I did this. I should not have done this, but I did this. I should have done this, but I didn't do it. These are the four things we cyclically repeat. No. These are the four things we keep repeating cyclically. I am in various intensities and proportions. According to Krishna, according to Shankaracharya, according to Vedanta, you saying I in all these things is a viveka. Avivekinam. Avivekinam means do not do this. Do not do this. If you are doing it, it is exactly like saying sky is. It is exactly like saying sky is blue. It is exactly like saying when the car was moving at 120 km per hour, you say, will you say, I ran 120 km per hour? The car is the doing. You are not the doer. So aviveki mixes it up. Viveki rightly understands. Aviveki mixes it up. Viveki rightly understands. This is verse number 21. With this, we conclude verse number 21, and next class we continue with verse number 22. I'm seeing there are so many things. Is there any question in that? I'm trying to see. Shankar, is he there? Shankar. For the understanding purpose, the text is suggesting shifting of focus from moving objects to the subject, the I. Then the question arises, who is focusing? Since the said I cannot focus itself, there seems to be a personality jiva between subject and object. Till the time jiva merges with self, unit with duality seems to be existing. Please clarify. What Shankar is asking is, shift the focus na. To whom are you addressing shift the focus? யார்கிட்ட சொல்றீங்க இதெல்லாம்? அதான் அவர் கேட்கிறார். The question that Shankar is asking is shift the focus na. To whom are you saying shift the focus? To whom are you saying shift the focus? So there seems to be somebody. Who is that somebody? Where is the doubt? It is addressed to you only. It is addressed to you. You who have wrongly identified. To the you who have wrongly identified, they say shift shift the focus. When you are shifting the focus, it is done by you only. When you are shifting the focus, it is done by you only. You are only doing that. You means yaar or you na yaar kelli kettirukirudhu Shankar Kolattur. You da Shankar Kolattur. You da. You are only asked to do that. You shift the focus. You shift your attention. It is said to you only. A constant wrong identification has to be reversed. You have traveled so much in the wrong direction.
Correct.
You have so much in the wrong direction, so that much you have to travel back. Yeah. You started from Chennai, wanting to go to Calcutta, Karla. You ended up in Kanyakumari. You started from Chennai, driving the car, wanting to go to Calcutta. And where do you find yourself now? In Kanyakumari. Now, if you have to reverse the process, what do you have to do? That much of work you have to do to come back where? To come back where first? To come back to Chennai again. And gain from Chennai, make sure that you are on the right road and you end up in
Destination.
Calcutta, the destination. Clear? Adu pombodhu Vijayawada varum. You may get involved with somebody in Vijayawada, or you may go to Vizag and Vishweshwar Rao Ukandrupuraru. Clear? Vishweshwar Rao will be sitting in Vizag and you will get involved in Vishweshwar Rao Vizag and you will sit with him. Delay. You miss the bus and you forget that you have to reach Calcutta. Somewhere, sometime you have forgotten that you have to reach Calcutta. So what is he saying? Keep going. Keep going. It is to you. It is addressed. Seriya? Is it okay, Shankar? Yeah. Prasad. In this context, what is the Prasad? Unmute pannunga. Somebody can unmute Prasad. Prasad.
Yes, sir.
In this context, something else is doing will refer to self. And which context it is?
That one second, I have not that reference. The experiencer and the experience basically.
Yeah.
And the experience is not the doer. Somebody else is doing that. So we refer to the self and somebody else in something else doing in that.
Right. Okay. Suryalokam yata janaha. Remember that example.
Yeah, okay.
Suryalokam yata janaha. The Surya doesn't do anything. The sun doesn't do anything. It is the janaha deriving the vitality from the sun.
They do activities. Sir.
They do activities.
Okay.
So Suryalokam yata janaha. Now shift the Surya to Brahman, consciousness, janaha to Dehendriya Manobuddhi.
Body minded, like you.
That is how he wants us to understand. Suryalokam yata janaha. When the sun comes out, everybody does their respective activities, is very clear. Now replace Surya with the self. Atman, Brahman. Replace janaha with Dehendriya Manobuddhi, which he has already explained. Yes. So Dehendriya Manobuddhi does the respective functions,
activities
vitalized by the self. So self Brahman is Nitya Akarta. Nitya
because in the Katrutvan varache, then I am
Yes.
not the doer. Something else is a doer and Suramanga confusion.
When you say, I am not the doer, then who is the doer? Exactly correct. I am not the doer. Then who's the doer?
Self is a doer, Varada.
When I am not the doer, I means the self. When I say,
okay.
I am not the doer, self is not the doer. Then who is doing?
Body, mind, intellect.
Intellect does. Out of delusion, ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. Other than next verse, immediately he corrects it. Ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. The fool, out of delusion, thinks I am the
doer. That means the self.
I am the doer. When he says I am the doer, what he means is he is wrongly superimposing. When the body is doing, he has identified with the body and says I am doing. So here when he says I am doing, I refers to wrong identity. When body is doing, car is driving. That's why I gave the example. Car is running.
I am not running.
You are not running.
Okay.
Car is running. You are not running. It is the car that is running. You are not running. Similarly, when it is the body that is acting, out of ignorance, out of wrong identification, instead of saying body is acting, you have become the body. You say I am the body. Therefore, I am
the doer.
I am the doer. Whereas who is the actual doer?
Not the self. The body, mind, intellect is the doer.
Body, mind, intellect is the doer. Out of ignorance, you have identified with the body, mind, intellect, and you say, I am the doer.
Oh, that becomes a kartrutva then.
Yes, that is the kartrutva.
And then we have to separate from that. Okay.
Yes, exactly correct. Exactly correct. That is the kartrutva, and you have to separate yourself from the kartrutva.
Okay.
Correct. That is why I brought in the example of kartrutva. That is why I brought in the, sorry, I didn't bring the, it's not an example. I brought in the idea of kartrutva to explain this. Because verse number 20, he says, it is akarta. Self is akarta. Verse number 21, he says, Dehendriya gunan karmani. Karmani belongs to, activities belong to the
body, mind, instruments. Okay, sir.
When the body is acting, you are saying, I am acting, because you have become the body.
Body, mind.
You have become the body, mind, intellect. That is why if I ask, who are you? If I ask, who are you? The answer that you give shows what you have identified with.
Identified with. Okay.
When Govinda Bhagavad Pada asked Shankaracharya, who are you? Shankaracharya said, Mano buddhya hankara chittani naham. Are you able to follow the difference?
Yes.
If somebody asks me, who are you? I will say only I am Arvindan. I will not say Mano buddhya hankara chittani naham. When Govinda Bhagavad Pada asked Shankaracharya, who are you? 8 verses. He said, who he is not. Mano buddhi chitta ahankara naham. Nacha shrotra jive nacha grana netre. Chidananda rupaha.
Shivoham.
Chidananda rupaha. Shivoham. 8 stanzas. Remember that Atma Shadakam? It is that discrimination. What is the discrimination? Viveki does this discrimination. He says, I am not this, I am this. I am not this, I am this. Sir, Prasad, is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sriram. The use of the word experience, observation, and focus can only be used when you believe you are different from that. then how do we observe, focus on something that we are? We can only observe and focus on what we are not and not we are. Isn't it correct? This is where it looks like quibbling and playing with words, but lot of material for manana. The very fact that I can observe means the observer is different from the
Observed.
observed. The observer is different from the observed. For the observer can never observe
The
oneself.
observer.
The eyes can see everything else, but it can't see
Itself.
itself. So then how do we observe? We can, so all observation, that is where Vedanta comes and says, all observation, all experiences happens in duality.
Right.
All experiences, all observations happens in the medium of duality only. For the true subject cannot become an object of experience. The true subject can never become just as the experiencer cannot be experienced. But the experiencer knows that he is there. He or she is there. That is the beauty. That is why for experienced, it is external. For the experiencer, the subject is not one of experience. You know that you are there. Experience is of the object. One's own self is knowledge. That's why we say it is self-knowledge. I know that I am here. I know that I am here. So this I is not an experience. This I becomes the subject matter of knowledge. Experience is inference. I is not inference. Experience is always inference. Are you able to follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Experience is of an inference. I is not an inference. I is Sat Chit.
Your awareness almost.
I is Sat and Chit. Ananda also. Anandan or Solungodu, we will add that also. I is Sat and Chit, for it is of existence. So the experience is always of inference. Inference means duality. The I is not an inference. I know you are there, sir, is inference. You will never say, I know you are there because of the duality. How do you know yourself? Not through any instrument. I know Sri Ram is in front of me. By virtue of what? By virtue of the eyes and the ears.
Right.
I can see you, I can hear you. Therefore, it proves your existence. Now, similarly, what proves my existence to myself? Swayam prakashate. Swayam prakashate. That is where that we call it as knowledge. For it is not on, I know you are there through dependent on the eyes and the ears, but how do I know myself? In fact, the entire philosophy, the entire query of God and all that started from this question. I know everything else through something. How do I know? How do I know myself?
Myself.
I just know it. Words fail to describe that.
Right.
Words fail to describe this. Why words fail to describe that? Because the truth is beyond the words. Therefore, we say words cannot convey. Through words, you can convey the existence of the other. Right. Your existence is known to you. So that is why it is called self-knowledge. worldly experiences and self-knowledge. We use two words. For self, we use the word knowledge. For world, we use the word experience. So, worldly experiences and self-knowledge. And the self-knowledge cannot be proved through the body, mind, and intellect.
Right.
Is it okay?
So yeah, so that's why you can actually, through all of this knowledge, that's why I think you gave a very beautiful definition some time ago, that knowledge is knowing.
Yes.
And the awareness, and you, through all this knowledge, you can only negate. You can only, like how he said, Chidananda, like how when he asked him, he only said what I am not. He never
What
could
I am
say
not, correct.
what he is actually
Correct.
at the end, because
Yes.
you cannot define it that. You cannot
Exactly
define.
correct.
The moment you're able to do that, it's not that.
Exactly
That
correct.
okay.
Perfect. Perfect. That is why, who are you, Nageta? Manobuddhya Ahankara Chittani Naham. Na aham, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. He gave a beautiful answer. Because that, who are you asking? Who are you means you are asking about the external. That is where anything object can be described. The subject cannot be described. Or the only way the subject can be described by saying what it is not. That is where the Upanishadic tradition we say the neti is the method of negation is the process. Neti, not this, not this, not this. Seriya? You are correct. You are correct.
Sure.
And the negation needs so much of reinforcement. Negation needs that much of reinforcement.
And also your negation gets subtler and subtler, like you said.
Exactly correct. Exactly correct. That is why today I said the knowledge remains the same. The clarity keeps
refining, keeps.
It is the clarity that is refining. That is why we say, even when we use words very liberally, internally we should know how to use the words rightly. The knowledge remains the same. The clarity is that which keeps changing. Subtlety. What you mean by subtlety is the clarity.
Right.
It is the clarity that keeps subtler and that turns subtler and subtler, better and better. Correct. Is it okay, Sira?
Sure. Yeah.
Last one, Venkatachalam. Is the deluded Atma that identifies with the doer? Yes. The deluded Atma is the Jiva.
Jiva.
The deluded Atma identifies with the instruments saying that I am the doer. Ahankara vimudatma prakritehe gunakarma prakritehe kriyamanani gunaikarmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. Verse number 27, chapter 3. I hope I am giving the right number. Kartaham ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. It is the ahankara, the atma which has become vimuda. The atma which has become vimuda because of ahankara says aham karta. Says aham karta. Seriya? Is it okay, sir?
Yes, okay, very good. Thank you.
Yeah. With this, we conclude for today and we continue verse number 22.